Hi, I'm Lewis. I'm from Chapel Club. I'm the singer.
Fantastic. Now you're here at the Flapper tonight. It's your first trip to Birmingham, is this true?
I've been to Birmingham before in my in my earlier days. I came up here to visit people at uni and stuff, but this is my first trip with the band. It's the band's first trip, yeah.
Okay, now everyone's very excited. You guys are getting so much attention. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
It is ridiculous. that is the word. This is our first kind of few dates outside of London, apart from a couple of dates in one date in Holland rather, earlier in the year. So it's kind of, this is the first time we've gone out and actually played to real fans rather than loads of industry kind of fools.
Those industry things are, I've been to a few of those myself, and they're strange, aren't they? Because it's almost like a crowd that is there to see you, but they're not clapping and cheering and jumping around. They're just kind of watching, tapping their fingers a bit.
Yeah, they're kind of like this, and you get your polite applause and stuff, and afterwards you have lots of people who then feel able to be kind of really enthusiastic. But during the gig, it's pretty much kind of stood like this, which is kind of how I am at gigs. I'm pretty reserved. But yeah, it does get on your nerves. When we played like Bristol earlier this week, it was a Saturday night, and it was just like kids jumping around and singing the lyrics to some of the tracks, and it was really nice to have a different audience.
Bit of feedback, which is always good. Bit of feedback. We talked a moment ago about the hype and the attention that you guys are getting. Is that kind of daunting? Is that a bit worrying, or not worrying? It's good, obviously, but you know.
It kind of is, yeah. I'm sure the other guys would have different opinions because we're all quite different people. For me, it's really exciting. We're all really grateful for it. We distrust a lot of it because we're really self-critical. And for me, I was never in a band before. Tonight will probably be like my 15th gig that I've ever played, the 15th time I've sung in public. I still have real issues with getting the sound right and stuff because I'm just so not used to it, so not used to the whole idea of singing on stage and hearing something through the monitors and something else through the PA. And so I'm just kind of like getting used to it still, so it's daunting for me more than perhaps the others.
For your 15th gig, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's gone really quickly and everything's just kind of going up and up. And I'm like, I've got to get to this certain level before the summer arrives and all the festivals and stuff.
You mentioned festivals. Anything in the diary yet for this summer?
They're penciling so much stuff into the summer. Pretty much my next year and a half is already being booked out. But I'm not sure what's confirmed, so I can't really say any actual festivals yet. Okay. But we will be at quite a few of the British ones and lots across Europe as well, I think.
Any of the big ones that we could possibly?
Yeah.
You probably can't. I wouldn't want to put you on the spot, but for example, if you were to play, for example, Glastonbury, pretty big festival. That have you been to Glastonbury as a punter? Or?
I have, yeah. I went to Glastonbury once. I was DJing. I used to run club nights and stuff, and a friend of mine was DJing in a tent run by a pub in London called the Lock Tavern. And I didn't actually get to DJ in the end because I left beforehand because it was so muddy and I was really kind of not in a good mood. I was not in a good place. I turned up in like really clean clothes and my friend who I was meeting there didn't turn up that night, so I had to stay overnight in like this other friend's tent who I luckily ran into. And the whole thing gave me the fear, but hopefully it'll be nicer going back as a band.
I've had the Glastonbury fair, and it can get one of two ways. Glastonbury, it can either be fabulous and you just have to throw yourself into it, or it can just be a mud bath and you're miserable.
Yeah. My girlfriend went a couple of years later, and I was like, yeah, you'll probably enjoy it. And she had like half and half. She spent the first half texting me, telling me how wasted she was and how great it was, and the second half being like, I want to come home. And I was like, yeah, I bet you do. I'm glad I'm here.
So the rest of the year, just gigs and festivals and touring and travelling and any studio time in there as well?
We're going into the studio in about a week. We're going to try and get the album finished, like recorded by the end of March, April kind of time. And then it's shows all across the summer into next year. And it's just basically, we're non-stop, I think.
Okay, and you mentioned the album. How's that coming together now? Are all the songs written and done, or?
Yeah, pretty much. We've got more than enough songs for an album. We're going to try and write some more next week. I think we've got 3 days they've managed to give us. And now that it's kind of like all taking off, it's kind of a case of our management and stuff being like, okay, we need to squeeze everything in. So we said we need more time to write. So we're hopefully going to write some more, but we've got more than enough for an album now. So
okay, when do you see the album coming out?
I imagine it'll be autumn time, September, October kind of thing.
Nice, and then still another tour at the end of the year, and then it'll go off from there probably.
Yeah. Then I think there'll be a couple of tours around the UK this year. Definitely when the album comes out, it will be. I'll never see my home again, my dog and my girlfriend.
You have to give all those things up, you see, to be in a band.
It's terrible. I'm really reluctant to do that. Yeah.
For people who haven't had a chance to hear you yet or check you out, who are your sort of influences, kind of stuff that you're listening to, the stuff that gets you going?
We're all quite different. Well, we've all got similar taste in the band. We all listen to kind of the Deer Hunter and Atlas Sound. Have had a lot of play on the bus this trip. Who else? There's quite a lot of Cribs. The new Cribs album's been played quite a lot. Our bassist is a bit obsessed with the Cribs. He's a proper Cribs fan, and they're pretty nuts Cribs fans, pretty obsessive. But generally, I listen to like quite a lot of old stuff. I've been listening to like Harry Belafonte and things like that on my headphones, and I'm sure the other guys have been listening to quite different stuff.
All these secret stuff on your headphones.
Yeah.
Plug it in. Yeah. So the gig tonight then. What can we expect?
Ooh, well, we're not headlining, so it'll be shorter than the other gigs we've played. The set will be shorter than the other ones this week. But hopefully, if the sound's right, and I can hear myself, because I have real bad troubles hearing myself over the squall that the other band members make, hopefully it will just be quite tight and quite varied. Like, everyone keeps comparing us to this band and that band, but in reality I think there's quite a diversity among the songs, so hopefully there's something for everyone.
Something for everyone. Have a great time tonight. I hope it goes well, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Cheers.
No worries. Thank you.
Bye-bye.